right, everyone. Welcome back to Breakpoint Breakdown. This is our daily roundup for day 13. We only have 2 days left of this amazing Grand Slam at the French Open. It's been a very exciting tournament, and we had the men's semifinals today, and we'll talk about both of them. One of them a little you could say both of them were disappointing ends for totally different reasons. But we're excited to get into them. You have anything to say before we get into them?
Definitely for Musetti's match, it was more upsetting than a Novak match, I feel like, for
Yeah.
sure, just due to the injury, but we'll talk about that later, yeah.
All right, let's get into these matches. Let's start with the first one. Unfortunate ending for the Musetti match. As we mentioned, it was a retirement, a left groin or adductor. You couldn't tell it was a left groin or adductor injury, though, for Musetti. He retired early in the fourth set, down 0-2 after the bagel in the third set. Uh, Alcaraz, he was kind of all over the place, to be honest, in this match for at least the first and a half, kind of until 6-4, 5-all. That's when Alcaraz kind of settled down, didn't make as many errors. But Musetti was aggressive. Like we said yesterday, he's going to need to be aggressive if he's going to win this match, and he was.
Yeah. So about that, about the health issues with Musetti, I mean, it happened in Monte Carlo too with his, I think it was
Yeah.
his legs as well, correct? In
Yeah, it was
Monte
his
Carlo?
leg. He couldn't move in the third set there.
Yeah, I mean, if you have leg problems like that against deep in these tournaments, especially in the final of like a Masters 1000 and a semifinal of a Grand Slam, I mean, if he gets to that level and he can consistently get to that level, it's about the physical aspect at that point, not his gameplay aspect. I mean, if you can, like you said, if he won the first set and he lost the second in a tiebreak, if he didn't lose that tiebreak, hypothetically, he probably would have tried to play the whole match out and just gone through the injury and played the final on painkillers at that point. Like if he was to be Alcaraz. But then again, Alcaraz is a notoriously slow starter. I've said this forever, especially in
Yeah.
like Masters 1000s on clay and everything. It takes him a while to get fully like riled up. But come that second set or that like third set, he's gonna be there, like you said. And he showed it against Musetti today.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about as well. Musetti did get injured in Monte Carlo as well in that final, and it was a leg problem. And it seems like he needs to work on his physicality and just his fitness levels and his stamina to kind of match Alcaraz, because that's what he's kind of lacking right now. His tennis is good. He's gotten
Yeah,
to the level now. He's basically been a top five player this year,
yeah,
if you look at it. So that's been good from him. And then also with the retirement, he played really well on the grass last year. He made the final of Queens and he made the semis of Wimbledon. So I
yeah,
think that was on his mind to retire because he probably wants to be healthy there. His ranking probably won't drop down too much if he doesn't play well because he's done so well this year. To get, I mean, I think he's number six. He's gonna be number six now, so that's
yeah,
really good for him. Very impressive clay court season though for Musetti. Let's talk
for
about it.
sure.
He made the semis of every single big tournament.
Yep.
Finals of Monte Carlo, semis Madrid, semis Rome, and semis here at the French Open. Props to Musetti. Fantastic clay court season. He should be. Hopefully, he's healthy for the grass because we would love
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah, for the grass, we see a lot of slice variety from
Slice,
Musetti, I
yeah,
feel like. Yeah, his slice is super, super effective on grass. That'll be really fun to watch.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's got one of the best slices in the game.
yeah.
Musetti, he's just a joy to watch. We wish him well. Carlos Alcaraz into his second consecutive French Open final. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's get into the second semifinal. Jannik Sinner, he outmaneuvers the 24-time Slam champion Novak Djokovic. It was a high quality match. It was a 3 hour plus match for 3 sets.
Yeah.
But Sinner just too good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they play the same game. Sinner's just younger,
Yeah.
faster, can clear the court more than Novak. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised from this, but I'm also surprised from the fight that Novak was able to put up, specifically
Oh yeah.
amongst all of the sets, mainly, especially the last set. I feel like in the tiebreak, Djokovic kind of tankered down a bit. His level wasn't there like it usually was, but outside of that, I mean, he kept the match close, kept it semi-interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. We talked about how Sinner is kind of one of the few players that is able to hit through Djokovic. But in
Yeah,
this case, I think Djokovic was more trying to hit through Sinner because Sinner is just so good from the baseline. I looked
yeah.
at the stats. It was 35 winners from Djokovic, but 53 unforced errors. So he was really trying his best to hit through Sinner, and it didn't work out the best for him. And Sinner, man, he was so good under pressure as well. Djokovic had 3 set points in that third set at 4-5.
Yeah, I mean, it's testament to show how much Sinner's ground game even scares Novak Djokovic of all players. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
greatest
consistent, yeah,
ever player with the ground
yeah,
game.
yeah, the
Yeah,
greatest ever player with the ground game. Yeah, I mean, it also kind of points a pinpoint of Novak Djokovic's weakness, which is his offense. I feel like his offense It's consistent, but it's not enough to break a player like Yannick, who's young, fast, can clear the court, especially on clay when you can slide. I mean, it allows so much more dimension to the court to be cleared, especially with all the movement that we see among like the top like three players in the world. I mean, yeah, I mean, Sinner's game is very, very, very strong right now.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought up Novak's offense because you're right. Djokovic is a defensive minded player when you think about him. His offense has definitely improved over the years, but yeah, you'd probably prefer someone like Sinner or Alcaraz's offense over Novak's. Yeah, but that's an interesting point that you made there. Sinner, interestingly, he only made 51% of his first serve points. So that's not a great stat. He's going to need to improve that when he takes on Carlos.
Yeah.
But what does that tell you about Sinner beating Djokovic in straight sets by only making 51% of his first serves? Like, what does that tell you about his ground game?
I mean, it just shows to show you how consistent he is on the ground. I mean, one of the
Yeah.
most consistent rally ball players we've ever seen, and he hits one of the hardest balls on tour. I mean, if you have a player like that, especially with the spot serving, however, if a player like Novak can scare him that much to the point where he hits 51% on his first, if he plays Carlos and Carlos is going to get aggressive, I mean, he's going to kill his second serve the whole match.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, about his ground game. His ground game is definitely the most consistent on tour. However, I feel what makes Alcaraz so hard for him to play, and which is going to be hard for them to play in the finals, is specifically Carlos's variety and his movement. If Carlos can
Yeah.
move around the court very, very well, like he usually does, and he can keep that variety with like drop shots, everything else, like net play, everything, he's gonna end up beating Sinner in 4 or 5 in the final as well.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere in this match. Incredible atmosphere. The crowd was really pro Djokovic in this match. I
Yeah.
think he enjoyed that. It's nice to see the crowd being on his side because we know in the past they've always kind of been against Djokovic, no matter who he plays.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Novak Djokovic said it after an interview as well that he really appreciated like the crowd and how they were like rooting for him and everything. He said it
Yeah,
was one of the most like hospitable environments he's been in a while. So I mean, that's good to see from the people finally understanding like you should treat this guy with respect as well. Yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about the ending though for Novak because I mentioned at the beginning it was a little bit of a sad ending. If you
Yeah.
watch Djokovic walk off, dropped his bags, took a moment. I think he did he kiss the clay? I think he blew a kiss to the clay or he did
Most like
something like
yeah.
that. And he just took a moment and just looked around. And you could tell he was taking in all the memories of RG all over the years playing Nadal and those epics and all that. And at that moment, you wondered, is this the end for him at the French Open? Is he coming back next year? And then in his press conference, he said he didn't know if it was going to be his last French Open. And he said that's why he reacted that way at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely speculative with the age that he's getting and the level that he has to play at that age. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like Wimbledon is his best chance because points are slower, like we've said before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, um, I don't know, man. I don't know what the future holds for Novak, but I mean, if he can keep on playing and play at a consistent high tier level like he's been playing, then I think he should keep on playing next year as well.
Do you think he'll retire if he next year if he doesn't win a slam this year?
No, because I feel like that would ignite a fire even more within him. But however, I do feel like he would be able to succeed at Wimbledon the most, which is why I probably have him going very far in Wimbledon when we do our preview for that.
Yeah, I think Wimbledon is his best chance out of the next two slams that we have. But brought up an interesting point there when you said that it'll fuel his fire even more if he doesn't win a slam this
Yeah,
year. Because a lot of people think that if he doesn't win a slam for the rest of this year, that he'll probably retire, especially if he loses to Sinner or Alcaraz, because it kind of says that he can't beat
he can't play
those.
top player.
Yeah, and Sinner and Alcaraz after this they will have won the last six slams now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think it's good for men's tennis though.
Yeah,
That's adds to that rivalry for sure. And them being 1 and 2 is gonna make slams way more fun to watch because if they're both just playing in finals in and out, like it's like literally Nadal and Federer. I mean, it'll be great. It'll be amazing.
yeah, and it'll be fun to see as well because you'll still have Djokovic as like that wild card. Where will
Yeah,
he drop
yeah,
in the draw? Yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to see Djokovic and Alcaraz play in a semifinal at
For
Wimbledon. That would
sure.
be fun.
Yeah, with Alcaraz's offense and Novak's defense, it would be honestly be amazing tennis to watch.
Yeah, and I think Novak prefers to play Alcaraz than Sinner because there's way more ups and downs in from Alcaraz, and he
Mhm.
does lead that head to head as well, 5-3. He's won the last 4 out of 5, I think, against Alcaraz.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with Alcaraz, it's kind of either just peaks against you, he plays kind of low and then randomly just peaks. With Sinner, it's just the same level consistently.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. All right. Do you have anything else
All
to
right.
add or?
No, I do not.
All right. We are looking forward. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll preview the final tomorrow. Sinner Alcaraz. We're excited for that. We'll talk a little bit about the women's final as well. But yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to a big final. Oh, and by
Thank
the
you
way,
all.
let me just
What's up?
let me just say one more thing. Yesterday, because we have number one and number two on both the men's and women's
Oh
side,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we
I saw
said
that. Yeah.
yesterday, when was the last time that happened? It was the 2013 U.S. Open. That was the last time it happened.
Rafa and Novak and
Novak and
Serena and
Serena and Azarenka.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's great, man. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. While make sure to follow us on Instagram, Big Point Breakdown One, and TikTok as well. Same
yep,
username. We also have a Twitter. If any of you guys that use Twitter,
yeah,
so please tune into that as well. Thank you for all your support. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, which is most likely what you're watching on, I would assume.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in the next